Hi, everybody. Angel here with confidenceiscatchy.com. Thanks for tuning in today. Happy Saturday afternoon. And for those of you here in New England, oh, hallelujah, the sun finally came out, right? It's a beautiful day, and I am happy to be here, so thank you. I am very nostalgic today. I've had a wonderful day, and don't take this the wrong way, but today is the anniversary of the death of Prince. And for those of you who know me personally, you know that Prince is pretty much like the only rock star, musician that I would say has had a profound influence on my life. I was a Prince fan from the moment I saw Purple Rain, and saw that several times as a young teenager. And basically, his music is the soundtrack in my head to pretty much everything that happened in my life from the time that I was 12 to, not that long ago. I just definitely relate a lot of things in my life to music that he created. And I also relate a lot of my confidence and my outlook on life on watching his career and watching him be so profoundly unique and just completely unwilling and finding no need to be anything other than what he was. And when you look at his career, and if you're not a fan, there's a lot about Prince a lot of people don't know. I'm not even like a mega fan, if you will. I know what I need to know about him, but I know there's others that followed him even much more closely than I did. But what I always found very interesting about his career was that he never folded to the pressure of what conventional wisdom would tell him to do. I mean, here's a guy who's young, relatively scrawny at the time when he first came on the scene. Not a buff guy, right? But wearing high heels, paisley, velvet, eyeliner. If you go back to some of his earlier work, just some very controversial themes, a lot of sexual overtones, a lot of overt, not even overtones, it's just overtly sexual. There's so many reasons why people could have said to him, what the hell are you doing, man? Like, this isn't going to sell. Nobody's going to be interested in this. And yet he just stuck with what worked for him and just continued to do that throughout his entire career. Now, some would say that that's crazy, right? Some would have said, and some did at the time, say that he was over the top and too much, and controversy all around him and his entire career, and even now in death there's controversy. But nonetheless, he followed what his heart told him to do, and was always very, I'm going to say, very truthful in terms of why his motivation was what it was, and he was very above board about, this is me, and you don't have to like it. I don't need you to like it. There's plenty of other people that have chosen to like it. So, and even when he became very religious and born again Christian, he followed that path with his heart. And so there's so much to be said about his career and his personal life. But on the anniversary of his death, I can tell you that I miss him terribly. And it's not just the music, it's really everything about who he was and how he presented himself to the world. Because I can't think of many other people that show in their history both a confidence that is just unflappable. I mean, it's just on point all the time, but also a softness, and that softness really does translate to a power for him. So I saw everything mixed up in one person. That's what I see when I look back at video, and I look back at the movies, and I look back at all of this stuff. I definitely see somebody who was just being themselves. And take it or leave it. You don't have to like it, but that's just what it was. How many of us can say that we really do put ourselves out there, that we really put our whole heart into what we're doing, whether that be our music, as it was with his, whether that be with some kind of artistic creation, whether that be with any number of things that we could point to. How many of us really put our whole heart into that and kind of leave it all out on the table for people to take it or leave it, right? Many of us change what we say or how we dress or how we look in order to have other people accept us. And one of the things I loved about him as a fashion icon, if you will, is that was never going to happen. He was going to dress the way he wanted to dress. And if you didn't like it, that was your problem, not his, right? So there's so much to be learned from that. And I have definitely followed Prince's career and his music and his fashion and all of that my entire life, because what I see in him is just that unflappable confidence and the ability and the permission, if you will, for the rest of us to just be whoever we are in whatever fabulousness that looks like. There was permission to go with it 100%. And if that's not something you've done yet in your life, and I can't even profess that I've done it yet in my life, but it's definitely out there for all of us. And you just have to get over whether people are going to like it or not, because it's really more important that you like it. So I am just going to stay a little bit melancholy, I think, today, missing someone I consider a dear friend, despite the fact that I've never met him. And I'm going to hopefully exude confidence as I go into the world in the same way that he did, and just be me. And I hope that you will do the same. So today I will encourage you to think about how you can show up in the world 100% you, 100% unique and distinctive and different, and not worried about what other people think about it. How does that look like? What does that feel like when you're just 100% yourself out in the world and let the chips fall where they may? So give some thought to that, and we'll talk some more tomorrow about heart, and also about showing up in the world and how to do that in a good way. So hope to see you tomorrow. Have a great day. Bye.